Have you ever felt like your Figma files were getting out of hand? Too many repeated frames, too many inconsistencies, or maybe updates were taking way too long? Well, today we are diving into one of the most powerful secrets behind truly scalable and clean design systems: nested components. If you've been sleeping on this, don't worry, I've got you. What are nested components? Let's start with the basics. In Figma, a component is a reusable element, like a button or a card. But when you create a component inside another component, that's when we call it nesting. So instead of designing 10 separate models with their own button, you design one model and nest your standard button component inside of it. And if you need to change the button later, just update it once and boom, it updates everywhere. Why does using components even matter in the first place? I'll give you 3 reasons. Reason number 1 is scaling. Your product will grow, your team will grow, and nested components keep everything in sync. You can design faster and smarter. Consistency is another reason, because design systems are meant to feel intentional and cohesive. Nesting means your button always looks like your button, no rogue styles. Maybe you want to change the icon inside a button or swap content of a card without affecting its layout. Nested components make this effortless, meaning it's flexible, which is yet another reason why you should nest your components in Figma. Let's break it down with an example. You've got a pricing card. It has a title, an icon, and a call to action button. Instead of building this as one big frame, you make each piece a component and then nest them into the pricing card component. But here's the magic. Let's say you decide to change the icon style inside across all the cards. All you just need to do is update the icon component. And maybe marketing wants a different button color for a campaign. All you need to do is just override the nested button without detaching it. And you don't need to do manual updates or hunting across 20 more screens. You can do that by just overriding it and it updates everywhere. Now that you're convinced, let me share a few pro tips with you. One is that you need to name your components clearly. Trust me, card button primary is way better than Film 134. And don't overnest. You have to keep it modular and not complicated. Nesting should make your life easier, not harder. While nesting, use variants. Think of it as one button component that has many states that are reused inside different parent layouts. Now let's go over to Figma and see how to nest components for your design system. So right here in Figma, I'm going to show you exactly how to create this nested component. So here I have elements, and this elements comprises of an icon, an avatar, a text, and a button. So what we want to do is, first of all, make these elements into individual components. You can do that one by one, or you can just select all of them, go to the right hand panel here and click on create multiple components. Now that I've created multiple components, we want to go into the assets panel and bring them out one by one. So first of all, I want to nest the button component and the icon component together. So I'll come over here in the assets panel and search for icon components. So I search for icon components, and there it is. I'll just drag and drop inside of the button component, and just quickly want to increase the spacing between them to like 12 pixels. Yes, that's fine. So the next thing I want to do is go inside of the same assets panel now and just like drag and drop all of these components again. So first of all, I want to start with the button components. So just search for it there, and you have button. Here it is. And then we search for text components, we drag out this instance, and then we search for avatar, and then we drag and drop it as well. So we want to make these instances of the parent component into a card. So I'm just going to first of all select the text component and the button component and include that in an auto layout by pressing Shift and A on your keyboard.
Just quickly adjust the spacing between them to 24 pixels and make sure that both of them are set to fill container. Then I also want to include this frame and this avatar into another auto layout by also selecting both of them and pressing Shift A on your keyboard. Center align both of them, and we can change the spacing between them to something like 40 pixels. It just depends on how you want to design this. I also just quickly add the fill color if you wish, add corner radius of like, let's say 24 pixels, and you could stretch this if you wish. So now it is in a card, but I want to make this card into a component. Of course, what we have to do is just come here and click on create components, and that is all you need to do when you're nesting components. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, if you have like 20 of these type of cards across your design and you want to change the avatar or you want to change the color of this button, you can do so easily by just going to the parent component and making that change. It will automatically update that change across all the buttons that were used in that particular design. So let's say I want to change this fill color from what it is. It's purple currently. I want to change it to, let's say, orange. It automatically change right inside of here. So if I have 20 of this, instead of manually doing that one by one, I could just change it in the parent component and it automatically updates across all of the components. So let's quickly undo that, and once I undo that, it'll also come back to what it was initially.
Nesting components in Figma isn't just a technique, it's a mindset. It's about working smart, thinking ahead, and creating systems that are built to grow. If you want to design faster, collaborate better, and even build products that scale, mastering nested components is a no-brainer. If this has helped you, give the video a like, drop your Figma questions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.